All right, let's talk about something personal. Something we all think about, but, maybe don't talk about enough. Pooping. Or more specifically, the anxiety that comes from not pooping. So today, we're going to get into the real truth about not going. So, you haven't been to the bathroom in a day or two, and that little voice in your head starts to get louder, right? Uh-oh, something's wrong. We've all been drilled with this idea that you have to go every single day like clockwork. And if you don't, well, you must be unhealthy. But hang on a second, what if that's not the whole story? What if, and this might sound a little wild, not going every day is actually perfectly normal for you? To figure this out, you have to understand why you're not going in the first place. As it turns out, there are two totally different reasons for this. First, you could have what's called low waste volume. Basically, there's just not enough material ready to be shipped out. Then there's true constipation. This is when the material is there, but it's stuck in a major traffic jam. Knowing which one you're dealing with is absolutely crucial. So let's dive into that first case. I like to call this one the efficient factory. This is where your digestive system is running so incredibly well that there's just very little leftover waste to begin with. What is low waste volume really? It's simple. A bowel movement is just your body getting rid of the stuff it couldn't digest or absorb from your food. So if you're eating foods that are super digestible, your body is using almost everything you give it. The result? Way less waste. This is not a medical problem, it's a sign of a really efficient system. You see this happen a lot when people switch up their diet. Maybe you've gone low carb, you're trying keto, or you've jumped on the carnivore train. What's the common thread? You've likely cut way back on plant fiber, the stuff that adds bulk. So your body is just absorbing more and leaving less behind. It can naturally take 2, 3, or even more days to build up enough waste to trigger that it's time to go signal. So how do you know if this is you? Well, here's the key question. How do you feel? If you're going less often, but you feel totally fine, no pain, no bloating, no backed up feeling, then you're probably just running an efficient factory. Your system isn't clogged, it's just really, really clean. So what do you do about this? Well, since it's not really a problem, you don't need to fix it. But you can support your body. Number 1, drink plenty of water. Hydration is always a good idea. 2, you could try to establish a routine. Maybe visit the bathroom at the same time each day to give your body a gentle cue. But honestly, the biggest thing is just to be patient. Let your body adjust. Okay, so that's the good news scenario. But now for the other side of the coin, case 2, the gridlock. Yeah, this is the one we're all actually worried about when we think of constipation. And it is a completely different beast. With true constipation, the waste is definitely there. The problem is, it's stuck. It can't move out of the colon. And that backup is what causes all that awful discomfort. The bloating, the pain, that horrible full feeling when you know you need to go, but you just can't. Now, the causes for this kind of gridlock can be a lot more complex. Sure, it could just be from dehydration. But it could also point to deeper issues like problems with nerve signals, your automatic nervous system not firing right, or even, in some cases, a physical obstruction. This is where it goes beyond diet and into potential medical territory. Okay, you're gonna want to pay close attention to this next part because we are about to challenge one of the biggest, most common pieces of health advice you've ever heard. You know the line. You've heard it a million times. Feeling backed up? Just eat more fiber. It sounds logical, right? Add more bulk to push everything through. But this is exactly why knowing your real problem is so critical. Think about it like this. If there's a huge pileup on the freeway, is the solution to send more cars onto the on-ramp? No way. You're just going to make the traffic jam and the pressure so much worse. If you have a true gridlock problem, adding more fiber can do exactly that. So let's be super clear about fiber. If you're the efficient factory, yeah, adding some fiber can create more bulk and might get you on a more regular schedule. No harm there. But if you have true constipation, you are literally just adding more cars to the traffic jam. It's only going to increase the blockage, the pressure, the bloating, and the pain. Okay, so let's bring it all home. How do you sit there and figure out which of these two scenarios is actually happening inside your body? This chart really lays it out, but it all comes down to one thing: sensation.
How do you feel? If you feel fine, no discomfort, your case won. The cause is just an efficient diet. The fix? Stay hydrated, find a routine. But if you feel bloated, pained, or full, that's a huge red flag for case 2. There's a lot of waste that's blocked, and the fix isn't fiber. It's finding and treating the real root cause of that blockage.
And this is the single most important takeaway from all of this. You have to solve the right problem. You can't just throw the same old solution at 2 completely different situations and expect a good outcome. So it all comes back to this one final question. It's time to stop just counting the days on the calendar and start listening to the signals your body is sending. Is your body running an efficient, quiet factory, or is it sounding the alarm bells that there's a major gridlock? Answering that question is the first real step to understanding what your body's trying to tell you.